Welcome back to my channel, Math and Language, and we're going to tackle how to divide radical expressions. So let's start with the first rule. We have the quotient rule. Quotient rule says that nth root of A over nth root of B is equal to the nth root of the quantity A over B. If B daw ay hindi equal sa 0. Kasi pag nag-equal sa 0 yon, yung B magiging undefined siya. At kung cube root yung nasa taas, tapos square root sa baba, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-apply. So let's have the first example. Dun muna tayo sa the basic. Okay, we have the square root of 32 over the square root of 2. So we can apply the quotient rule kasi parehas silang square root. So that will be the square root of the quantity 32 over 2. Simplify it, that will be the square root of 16. And the final answer ang square root ng 16 ay 4. Moving on, let's have the example number 2. Rationalizing the denominator. Sa math, as much as possible, hindi pwedeng may radical sign sa denominator. So we have to rationalize it. So if we have square root of 13 over square root of 2, multiply mo siya dun sa denominator, which is square root of 2 over square root of 2, para mawala yung radical sign. So let's multiply it. That will be square root of 26 kasi 13 times 2, 26. Square root of 2 times 1 and square root of 2, that will be square root of 4. And simplify further, that will be the square root of 26 over 2. Okay, let's have the next example. Example number 3, get the conjugate. So we have 3 over the square root of 2 tapos plus 1 tayo. So, sir, paano ba yung conjugate? So, kailangan natin kunin yung conjugate para mawala yung radical sign. So, we need to multiply to the conjugate. So, for example, we have square root of 2 plus 1. Ang conjugate niyan, that will be square root of 2 minus 1. Kung square root of 2 minus 1 naman, that will be square root of 2 plus 1. Or, square root of 5 plus square root of 3. Ang conjugate, that will be square root of 5 minus square root of 3. Or 2 minus square root of 2. The conjugate will be 2 plus square root of 2. Okay, so let's go back to the problem. We have 3 over square root of 2 tapos plus 1 tayo. Yun, multiply natin siya sa conjugate. That will be square root of 2 tapos minus 1 at same din sa denominator. Let's multiply them. That will be 3 square root 2 minus 3. At sa denominator naman, that will be square root of 4 minus 1. Simplify the square root of 4. That will be 2. Ngayon, 2 minus 1 is 1, right? So, pwede na natin i-omit yun. So, any number, dinivide mo siya ng 1, will be the same number. So, the final answer will be 3 square root 2 minus 3. Moving on, let's go to example number 4 with variables. Paano kung meron tayo dito? Square root of 2 minus x, tapos square root of 2, tapos plus x tayo. So, same lang naman din siya. Kunin mo yung conjugate, multiply natin siya sa conjugate, that will be square root of 2 minus x, and same with the denominator. Multiply them, so that will be, sa numerator part, that will be 2 minus 2x square root of 2 plus 1 ang x squared. So, denominator naman, that will be 2 minus x squared kasi difference of 2 squares. At ayusin na lang natin siya. Unahin natin yung mataas na degree sa unahan. So, numerator, that will be x squared minus 2x squared of 2 plus 2. And the denominator will be negative x squared plus 2. Now, alamin naman natin, paano natin malalaman kung nasa simplest form na ang isang radical expression involving square roots. So, the first one, the radicand contains no factor greater than 1. That is a perfect square. Pangalawa, there is no fraction under the radical sign. Pangatlo, there is no radical in the denominator of a fraction. Kaya kinukuha natin yung conjugate para ma-multiply natin siya at mawala yung radical sign sa denominator. Moving on. Let's have some mini quiz. Okay, I'll give you 3 items. So, and I will show you the solution and answer naman after 10 seconds. You need pause the video naman. You need more time, of course. You need more time here. Okay? Okay, so time's up. I'll show you the solutions and answers in the mini quiz. Okay, question number 1. The square root of 98 over the square root of 2. So multiply natin siya both to square root of 2. And the answer will be the square root of 196 over 2. And the square root of 196 is 14. Ngayon, 14 over 1 and 2 is equal to 7. So the final answer will become 7. How about question number 2? We have 1 over the square root of 5 tapos plus 1 tayo. So multiply with the conjugate by the conjugate. So that will be multiply mo sa square root of 5 minus 1. Same with the denominator. Simplify it, that will be square root of 5 minus 1. And sa denominator naman, that will be 5 minus 1. And the final answer, sa numerator part, that will be square root of 5 minus 1. At sa denominator naman, that will be 4. Okay, last question tayo. What if we have x over the square root of x minus the square root of y? We multiply it with the conjugate. So multiply natin siya parehas sa numerator and denominator by the square root of x plus the square root of y. And sa denominator, that will be the square root of x plus the square root of y. Simplify it, and that will be the x squared of x plus x squared of y over x minus y, meaning final answer. And that's the end of the lesson on how to divide radical expressions. Ang next video natin will be about how to solve radical expressions. And if you would like to comment or suggest another math and language video, please comment down below. Again, this is James, your math and language instructor. Please like and subscribe and also click the bell notification para updated kayo sa bagong video ng math and language. Okay, see you!